State police are investigating 2 fires and a man's death that they say are connected.
Sunshine looks good outside today, but it is not warm at all. We will track a little bit of a warm up. I'll have the latest for you.
And it's a big game for the undefeated Wildcats, the top-ranked team in the nation versus the 18th-ranked Arkansas Razorbacks. Kentucky Sports Radio's Matt Jones is here as we count down to game time.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Jennifer Palumbo. It's been a cold and snowy February. The month ends tomorrow, but what about the cold and snow? Temperatures are in the 20s this afternoon. You're looking live at Triangle Park and Rupp Arena. Rupp will be packed tomorrow for the UK-Arkansas game. So what's the weekend look like? Meteorologist Jim Caldwell is tracking it on First Alert Defender. Jim, a lot of sunshine on this Friday.
Yeah, we were seeing blue skies downtown. We're seeing blue skies out here along Winchester Road. But that sunshine, it's deceiving. It tells you lies. It looks like it's much warmer than it is because it certainly is not warm out there today. Right now in Lexington, we're only at 23 degrees with a feels-like temperature of 16. So still has a little bit of a bite to the air when you catch a little bit of a breeze. 21 down toward Richmond, 27 in London. One of the warmer spots you'll find here in central, southern, or eastern parts of Kentucky. Defender active during the overnight hours with some flakes of snow passing all the way through southeastern Kentucky. But you notice now we're getting clean sweeps area-wide. And that'll be the way it remains through the evening hours. We'll have some clouds out there around 7 o'clock. We're down to 17 degrees, though. 14 mostly clear at 9. By 11, we're talking about frigid temperatures again. 11 degrees at 11 o'clock. And overnight, we likely make another run into the single digits. We'll track that for you hour by hour coming up in just a few minutes, Jennifer.
Thanks, Jim. A house and barn go up in flames, and investigators say it was no accident. The fires broke out this morning on Woodridge Drive in Garrett County. A teenage boy was home at the time and managed to escape. The sheriff says the boy's father set the fires, then killed himself. WKYT's Victor Puente is tracking new details in our top story at 4.
Firefighters have been here for hours trying to put out 2 different fires, one at a home, the other at a barn. Police believe the man responsible ended his own life inside that barn. State police say 911 got a call around 10:40 this morning from a 14-year-old. He told them his father, who wasn't supposed to be at the home because of a domestic violence order, was in the house. A witness who took that young man inside heard him tell 911 his father said he was going to burn the house down. Within a few minutes, they saw flames coming from the back of the home, and as a deputy and trooper arrived, they saw smoke coming from a barn behind the house. The trooper told me as they approached the barn, they saw that man on the ground, dead from a self-inflicted wound. The barn was burning, and they had no way to get to him before it collapsed. The man who helped the teen says when he knocked on the door of the home where he was doing a home inspection, he wasn't wearing a shirt or shoes.
You know, the only thing on my mind is get the kid in and get him warmed up, and then try to help him deal with what's going on, which, as it turned out, was a lot more than what I bargained for this morning when I came here.
State police say the child's mother was at work when all this happened. They don't believe that man ever intended to harm his child. The state police are continuing the investigation into the fires and his death. In Garrett County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
State police say the domestic violence order is from an incident in January and was scheduled to last 3 years. In our other top stories at 4, a woman accused of abusing her adopted children took a plea deal today. Lisa Wolf entered an Alford plea in the case out of Estill County. She faces from 5 to 10 years in prison when she's sentenced March 27th. We're working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. WKYT's Amber Philpott is in the newsroom with some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Amber.
Good afternoon to you, Jennifer. It is a crackdown on crime behind bars. The Pulaski County jailer says he recently implemented new policies and procedures to try and stop an influx of drugs, weapons, and other contraband. The initiative led to additional charges for some inmates. We'll tell you how many were charged on WKYT News at 4:30. Ephraim McDowell Regional Medical Center in Boyle County has a new employee. The next time you're there, you might see a robot wandering the halls. Its job to sterilize the hospital and stop the spread of illness. We'll show you how it works on WKYT News at 5:30. And they can be pretty annoying, those mounds of snow left from last week's winter storm. With roads finally clear, crews in Georgetown downtown have a plan to get rid of all that excess snow. We'll show you what they're doing this weekend to get their downtown area cleaned up. That's on WKYT News at 6. That is a look at just some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thanks, Amber. Now to stories making headlines across the nation at 4. Legendary actor Leonard Nimoy has died. Nimoy is best known as Mr. Spock from the television and film series Star Trek. He followed his Star Trek run with a notable career as an actor and director. Nimoy had end-stage chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. He was 83. A shooting spree in Tyrone, Missouri left 9 people, including the gunman, dead. The city is about 40 miles north of the Arkansas border. The victims were found in 4 separate homes. A 10th person was shot but survived. A girl called 911 to report what happened.
A juvenile female caller indicated that she was in the residence and apparently had heard gunshots. She immediately fled to a neighbor's house to notify authorities, and responding deputies found 2 deceased persons at this residence.
The suspect was found dead in a neighboring county. Police say he had shot himself. Lawmakers are debating a temporary fix to end the fight over funding for the Department of Homeland Security. The 3-week extension would prevent a shutdown set to take effect at midnight. As Polo Sandoval reports from Washington, this won't be the end of the debate in Congress.
It's down to the wire. By midnight, thousands at the Department of Homeland Security could be furloughed. Thousands more face working for IOUs if Congress does not reach a compromise. The fate of funding the agency responsible for keeping the United States safe remains unclear.
The bill as amended is passed.
The Senate did manage to pass a clean measure this morning. It was a bill funding the DHS through the end of the fiscal year in September, leaving out any restrictions on the president's immigration plan. Problem is, House Republicans are not giving in the way their Senate counterparts did.
House Republicans have a plan that is a staggering failure of leadership that will prolong this manufactured crisis of theirs and endanger the security of the American people.
Some House Republicans argue a DHS shutdown would not lead to crisis.
When you look at the Department of Homeland Security, at least 85% of it are essential services, which means whether or not the funding runs out, the essential services will continue. Border Patrol, Customs Border Protection, ICE, among them.
A short-term fix will likely come in the form of a stopgap funding measure. The piece of legislation would keep DHS fully operational for another 3 weeks. The leading Republican in the House is turning to Twitter with his argument. Speaker John Boehner blames the funding fight on Senate Democrats and offers to settle a very different debate sweeping the nation. I'm Polo Sandoval reporting in Washington.
More than 35,000 people in North Carolina still have no power because of a winter storm. Part of the mountains received up to 8 inches of snow. Other spots reported between 3 and 4. Many schools were closed today, while others had delays. The internet is now subject to federal regulation, much like a public utility. What that means for you in WKYT Money Watch.